Yo, what's up? This is Brennan from Counterparts. We're hanging near an alley in Chicago. Listen to ISU-Core. It's really cool that a university is letting people do that, because where we're from, that doesn't happen. So take care of your school and yourself and listen to hardcore, because it's all that matters in the world.
This is Alex on behalf of ISU-Core and Words to Live by Apparel. Today I have Brendan from Counterparts. We're just going to be talking about what they've been up to lately, and we're actually on the tour. What's the tour called?
Free Mind Tour.
We're on the Free Mind Tour right now. Got some great bands here. It's going to be a great show. So you have a CD release soon, and it's been really anticipated. You've seen, I'm sure you've seen everything online.
Yeah, it's
about how people are getting so stoked.
Yeah, I'm stoked. It's a nice feeling.
Even for the Victory sampler, people were like, "I'm only listening to this because of the content."
Yeah, and I mean, not to sound arrogant or whatever, but that's sick. Seeing people be like, "Oh, Counterparts is the reason why I'm watching this video." That's always cool. Yeah, there's other bands there. I feel kind of bad, but it's at the same time, the fact that people care a lot about us is really cool, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys are definitely have that dedicated fan base that hardcore bands usually have.
Yeah.
And it seems really genuine. So it's good to see that. It's good to see you guys getting more exposure. I think this album's gonna be really great. I kind of want to take it back to where this all started, how you guys got together and how it came to be Counterparts, if it even was Counterparts at the beginning.
It wasn't. We were called Brigade. That was the name of our first band. It's because there's a Brigade Drive, where Eric and I, the street that connects our two streets is Brigade Drive. We were called Brigade. It was I guess a shitty band.
Yeah.
It was but yeah, that was back in 2007. I think we were in the 10th grade and we started jamming. Jesse and I started hanging out. We were jamming and stuff like that. That was a really older lineup too. But yeah, around that time it was just going to shows and stuff like that. That was the coolest thing you could do back then. So we did that and just got together, started writing, playing shows. Eventually left Hamilton and started playing outside, outside of Hamilton, in Ontario. Then it became outside of Ontario into Quebec and East Coast and then West Coast and stuff like that. And then then it came time to record Profits, and then that was that
was the moment, right?
Yeah, that was when.
Did you guys have an EP before? You had an EP before Profits, or did you just jump right into the EP?
We did. It was 4 songs. It was real goofy, recorded in some weird ass house. But we did have an EP, yeah. And then we had one after Profits as well.
Yeah.
And then Current, and then now.
You had a split with what was the split you did?
Exalt.
Exalt. Okay.
Yep, the friends of ours from Kitchener, Ontario.
Cool. So you got some hometown friends that are still trying to.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah. We like to help them out whenever we can.
Yeah.
They're actually on our CD release tour after this tour. Exalt's on it. They're gonna be opening it up and stuff. So.
Oh, the whole tour?
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah. So that's
so sick.
We just it's them and Cypress on Ice from Halifax, and it was just we wanted to do something cool where our friends would be there. So it's pretty much it's a group of 15 friends playing shows. So that's all we want, for we just want to hang and have fun.
Dude, that's what it's all about, man. So like we said, Profits is kind of what got you guys on the map. Kind of came out of nowhere. People were talking about how this is kind of referring to you guys as a diamond in the rough, where it's every band's doing the same thing. You guys have a different spin on the whole hardcore thing.
Yeah.
To the point where Absolute Punk said you guys are a monument, or a guideline for bands to come. How does that feel?
It's so weird. I feel like it's biased because the one guy who wrote it was probably just yeah, it's pretty cool, and then talked us up and shit. I don't know. I don't really think that we're that great, but definitely when we came out, and I guess we started doing we were doing the whole melodic kind of hardcore thing. It was we were one of the only bands from Ontario that were really doing that. It was mostly bands trying to rock southern riffs and stuff like that, and trying to open 3/5 kind of, or just as Blood Runs Black rip-off bands. That was Ontario when we started. So I feel a lot of people were kind of maybe taken back, and they were oh wait, there's a local band that doesn't sound Every Time I Die, or like I said, as Blood Runs Black, or Acacia Strain or something.
Yeah.
Which is And I mean, I'm not like trying to rip those bands off or nothing by any means, but it's like, you know, like legitimately, like there'd be like 3-4 local bands on the show, and like everyone sounded the same.
Yeah.
Everyone was doing the same thing, and we're just like, hey, whatever that is, like we're not doing that. So, you know, so that was like, I feel like that definitely helped. You know, we were playing to kids, and you know, it was definitely. I think if anything, it just helped us stick out.
Yeah.
To where it was like, hey, yeah, like remember that band that didn't sound like that, that like didn't have play a breakdown for half an hour, you know, like that kind of thing. But that's cool. It's like. It's weird. It's weird thinking that like people like this back then, even that we were bad. We were bad back then, but whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we're here now, so we did something. I guess.
Exactly. And it's kind of like, it's basically the scene is pretty much dominated by bands that can play breakdowns.
Yeah.
And maybe some clean vocals here and there.
Yeah, like keyboard stuff.
Everyone's doing the same thing. So it's like it's refreshing to everyone pretty much.
I mean, now like there's like tons of bands that, you know, are doing our kind of thing, which is like, I mean, it's whatever. Like, you know, like for example, you know, you've got bands like us, 100th, The Ghost Inside, like, you know, For the Fallen Dreams and all that kind of stuff. Where it's like, it's similar, but you know, I definitely like. There's differences, you know. Like a lot of people will, you know, we've been called like a Misery Signals rip-off band and stuff like that. And it's just like, all right, like if you're, you know, you're like minded, if you're that close-minded, and you can only, you know, compare us to something like that, then that's fine. But I feel like people that get it, they're like, yo, Counterparts doesn't sound like any of those bands, which is, that's nice. That's always nice to hear. Like, you guys sound like you. It's like, that's the best compliment you can get, seriously.
Especially like just being the artist, it's like people don't identify you. They sound like this, they sound like that.
Exactly. I hate that.
You're you.
Because it's never like, every now and then some kid will be like, hey, like you guys sound like Saints Never Surrender or Shy Halud or Taken or something, and we're like, yeah, we do, because that's who you've been trying to rip off for 6 years. But then you have, like the other day, like some kid was like, yeah, you guys remind me of Parkway Drive. I'm like, no, we don't. Like, I promise you, we don't.
You don't do any highs or lows?
Yeah, you know, it's just like, we don't have like the, like whatever, like that, those riffs either. We haven't had those in 6 years. But whatever.
So how's the writing process and like all that and recording process changed since like you guys started to like kind of come up? And you said it was like, I mean, within 6 years you went from recording in someone's basement to recording probably, you know, at a prestigious studio. Like how has that evolved?
It's cool. I mean, like with this last record, that was the first time we like really like went to like a real studio and did like real band stuff. Where like, you know, you hear about bands going to the studio and they spend like a month in the studio and stuff. Like we don't do that. Like we would go for like a week and a half or 2 weeks, and then just like that was it, right? Like it was like, you know, hey, get in and get out and just get this thing done. But with this record, we did the opposite. And we were there for a month and we did pre-production and all that kind of stuff, and it was like, it's cool. It's definitely like, it's way more time consuming, but in the end, the finished product is like, that's, you know, like we left the studio being like, this record's like, we don't want to change anything. Like this will come out tomorrow the way it sounds. We have not, you know, like there's no issue that we have with it, so it's cool.
Yeah, was it not like that before? Like, was there kind of like, were you like kind of itching to change stuff at the end of Travel Carry Us and that?
Yeah, there's like, I mean, me personally, like not really, like I don't really care too much about, like I think that everything was okay, but definitely like Jesse and Alex, like they've got little parts or something where they're like, oh crap, like I wish I could have changed that, or like, there's a weird noise there, I wish I could go back and fix it. But I mean, whatever, that's like,
no one's gonna notice.
That's what I'm saying, is like, no, like only you know what the song's like supposed to sound like, really. For the rest, like for the rest of the world, that's what the song sounds like. Like the record is okay, it's supposed to sound like that. So, but whatever. I prefer doing this. It's a bit like spending more time on it, honestly. Like I said, it is time consuming. You do get bored off your ass, and you don't want to like, you know, you want to go home and stuff like that. But the finished product is what's worth it, right? That's what's, you know, you're gonna have a record that you'll be able to listen to for the rest of your life. So it's like, you know, you have to like, it's not like I'm gonna forget this record. You know what I mean? But hey, I might forget the other ones, and we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, there's always room to progress and move into different areas, and you've been known kind of as like the raw, honest vocalist, and through your lyrics and stuff, you kind of developed that mindset to people, which is great, because there's a lot of because a lot of people are used to like the whole metalcore thing where it's kind of like, oh, how high can I get my screams?
Yeah. How diverse can I sound, and what kind of like weird, like cheesy, like PMA banter can I throw in between, like, which is like, that's fine, but nothing makes me more mad than when you see like Warped Tour videos of a band that's like playing to like 1,000 kids, and they're like, oh, like, come talk to us at the merch table, like, we want to meet every single one of you. It's like, no, you don't. You want to go on your bus when it's air conditioned. Like, you're not doing shit. You're not meeting people. Whereas like, I'm at the merch table every night. I'm selling merch. Like, I want to hang out with people. I want to meet people that care about my band, right? So it's like, I guess in that aspect, like, I wouldn't really say it was like honest or raw necessarily. I think it would, like, that's just how you should be. You know what I mean? Like,
You just sounded like you know?
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like, hey, like, you have people that care about your band. Like, you should treat them right, and you should hang out with them. You should talk to them. You know what I mean? You shouldn't put yourself, like, I don't think I'm any cooler than anybody because I'm in a band. Like, if anything, it makes me like this weird, like, sweaty midget that people but
I mean, that's cool. So like, as far as lyrical content goes, like, how has that kind of shifted or changed over time? Because I know, obviously, it's very, from an outside standpoint, it's like it's very close to someone's heart, whether it be yours or someone else's in the band, or a mixture of both.
Yeah, it's like with Prophets and stuff like that. Like, that record was, like I said, I wrote the lyrics to that record when I was like 17, 18 years old. So, I think it was a little bit premature for me to be saying like, everything is awesome, like life is great, this kind of stuff. Whereas now I kind of regret it because I don't really feel that way anymore, which is like, it's evident, like it is, especially with the last 2 records and stuff like that. It's like, and I'm not trying to be like a bummer, and I'm not trying to like, ruin anybody's day, but it's just like, I guess it clicked one day and I realized that, life's not that great. Like, it's, you have moments, but for the most part, it's just another thing you have to cope with, right? Which is like, that's pretty much the theme of our band, is just get by, cope, do your best, I suppose.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool. It definitely shows through, like, that honesty, like, whether or not it's anything's intended, it just seems really raw and honest.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I just write lyrics that I write about what I know and what I'm familiar with, which is like, I guess that, like, that would make it honest, because it's like, that's how I really feel, you know what I mean? Whereas like, if I were to continue writing positive lyrics, it'd be a lie, like, a lot of people were bummed out when we did The Current, and they were like, hey, you guys are a positive band, and now you're talking about how you hate yourself, and it's just like, well, that's what happened, you know what I mean? Like, that's the turn that my life took, and if I don't address it, and I go on stage and tell everyone like, yo, everything's fine, life is sick, it's not really fair, because it's not.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of just, like, a lot of vocalists will write what the other people want to hear.
Yeah.
It's like, very seldom will you see, a vocalist really being completely honest. Like, I think of the Color Morale off the top of my head. They went from uplifting, kind of like Christian-based stuff to, the vocalist kind of doing the same thing that you're doing, just like your life takes a turn, and your music's gonna take a turn if you're being honest.
That's the main thing, is like, if you keep the music like true to your heart, I suppose, it's like that, then it's always going to be changing, because no one feels the same way today as they do tomorrow. It changes every single day. So as long as you're open to that change and you kind of embrace it, then you'll always have some sort of diversity in your music, in terms of, hey, we're gonna go, record on like strictly computer-based breakdown stuff, and the lyrics are gonna be the same as the other bands, like, which is like, that's like my worst nightmare. Like, that's like the last thing I want to do. So
yeah, cool. It's good to hear that there's one person out there that doesn't want to do that, because it seems like everyone else does.
Yo, that's sick, dude.
Thanks.
But anyway, the single came out recently, the music video came out recently. How's the reception been to that? Like, is it what you're expecting?
It's been like really good. It's weird.
Yeah?
Like, I mean, I've been trying to look for someone, trying to like make fun of us or something, and I can't really find it. So like, I guess that's a good sign.
Yeah.
You don't have people being like, yo, this sucks or whatever, which is like, I didn't think that it was gonna bomb, but I didn't think that kids were gonna be like as excited about it as they are, which is like, it's awesome, because that just like puts my mind at ease, because like we wrote the record to sound like how we wanted, and we're like, yeah, if no one likes it, I don't care, whatever. Like, we're doing this for us, and then like we did it for us, and it ended up, kids ended up liking it. So it's just like, okay, well, that's okay, sure, that's cool then.
Yeah, no, I mean seriously, it's awesome, and like kind of expanding on that, like what can fans like expect like from that single? Like what can they expect about the whole album? Like,
it's like it's a tough call. Like the best way to describe it is just like the record is like it's definitely like a Counterparts record. Like it sounds like us, but it's like it's just like if you've been doing something for a long time and like you really tried your hardest to like step it up. Like say you're like, you know, you're like you skate or something and you're like, yeah, I'm okay, but like today I'm gonna try and like three flip, you know, yeah, like I'm gonna try and like three flip a 9 set or something. It's just like, and then you do it. I feel like that's kind of like what we did in terms of, you know, this is like kind of like the record that we've always been trying to do and we haven't been able to do it, and I feel like we finally did it.
That's really good to hear. That's cool. So I like the anatomy too. I skated.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that's like, or you know, even like, you know, say you play hockey or something and you're like, yeah, I'm okay, I can beat my friends, but I need to really try hard and try and make the NHL and make a career out of it. Like that's the exact same thing as what we did. It's like, yeah, we play in a band, it's cool, it's fun, but like we really gotta step it up, because if not, if you don't like, you know, if you don't put your everything into music or whatever, it's like you're just gonna get swallowed by the whole thing, and then you're, you know, in like you might get big for a second, and then eventually everyone's gonna care, right?
So the album's due to drop in less than 2 weeks now?
Yeah, Tuesday. So I think a week. Like as of today, it's a week.
Week from
so
today.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be crazy. I'm sure those pre-orders have been rolling in. I think it's gonna do
like
really well.
Those are up pretty high, like almost like 1,000. So that's something completely unexpected from our end. Like I was not, you know, I was thinking maybe like 300 people would pre-order the record just to get, you know, the cool color on vinyl. Or whatever. You know, no, it's been going over really well. I'm really excited.
So I think you're heading out on tour with August Burns Red this year.
Yeah, in September. Yeah,
that's gonna be huge for you guys.
Yeah, I don't know what to think of that. Like it's gonna be awesome, but I just don't know what to think in terms of like if those kids are gonna like us or how it's gonna do. But whatever. I mean, you know, honestly, like August Burns Red was like a big influence to like Brigade. Like when we started, I guess like, you know, Jesse was listening to a lot of August Burns Red, and you know, and then now he's like, yeah, I get to tour with them, you know. So it's like it's almost come full circle, which is like that in itself is really weird. I wasn't expecting that.
It's got to be surreal, kind of like sharing the stage with the people that brought you to where you are.
Yeah, right. And it's like why us? You know what I mean? Like that was the thing. Like we got the offer, and it was just like, okay, so out of any band that you could have chosen, you could have asked to be on this tour, like you pick us. Why? Why would you do that? Like no one, you know, like we're not big, like no one likes us, you know what I mean? But hey, I'm not complaining, you know. As soon as we got that, we're just like, okay, yeah, we'll do it. So, but yeah, it'll be awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, dude. I think that's all I got for you. But dude, thanks for the update. I really wish you luck on the new album. I hope everything goes well.
Thank you guys so much for having me.